Hey guys, what's up? This is Jason, also known as the Merc from Bullshit Games, here to bring you another episode of What's in the Box. Today, we'll be looking at the Infinity Starter for Aleph from Corvus Belli. So, I guess let's get started with looking at the box itself. First, you'll notice it's a bright colored box. Also, if you watched our previous video, it's smaller than the starter set for Spartan Games. That happens because this is a different kind of starter set. You'll see here that it kind of shows you these 6 miniatures you'll be getting, what they look like assembled, and what they look like if you paint them the way the studio at Corvus Belli painted them. Now, here's the thing. They don't come assembled, and they don't come painted. So don't be surprised when you open the box and you're just looking at a bunch of metal pieces. Now, on this side, you have a little bit of a warning from Corvus Belli. And basically what it says is these are not toys. There's a choking hazard. They're not meant for children under the age of 14. Respectable, because when I open these, there's a lot of little pieces. On this side, you can see a bunch of headshots of your minis. And it tells you who they are, just so, if you're not used to the game, if you haven't played the game, you can tell. Boom. That's what you're getting in the box. On the back, shows you kind of a picture of the starter set in action, like if you're playing a game and you had them set up this way. It also gives you a little blurb down here about what the faction is. Alright, so then we open the box. This is what the minis come in. But there's one more thing about the box I want to talk about first. The tabs are counters. I think that's phenomenal, because you can just rip these off and you'll have some counters. So, I'm thinking maybe they're different for each starter box, and if they are, well, if you and your friends get a starter or 2 each, that'll give you a bunch of tokens that you don't have to print out. Alright, now on to what the minis come in. They come in this. It's kind of like a little I guess jewelry box, you could say. Ooh, miniature jewelry. Has foam inside. And those are little baggies the minis come in. The blue paper is product numbers, so if something should be wrong, missing, you can get a hold of Corvus Belli and be like, hey, product code whatever was missing in ARM. I need a new one. Something cool about this is with the foam and its design, you could use it as a carrying case for your minis. I wouldn't, but you could. I'll explain to you why I wouldn't here in just a few seconds. Now we're going to look at the miniatures. You get 6 guys. You get 3 Dakani TAC bots, which are the line troopers for Aleph. Well, one of them. And you get 3 specialists. You get a Naga Hacker, you get a Deva functionary, and you get an Asiri. We'll go with the models that were the most obnoxious and kind of painful to put together first. And that was the TAC bots. As you can see, they're not static. They're kind of fluid looking. At least this one is. He's running. Detailed. I think they're pretty nicely detailed for robots. And kind of a Ghost in the Shell feel, look to them. This one's a little more static, I guess, but he still has some motion in his pose. And this one's probably the most static. He's just aiming. Just standing there aiming his gun. Like, I'm gonna shoot me a bad guy. Pretty detailed, I think. Now, these minis, the 2 that are standing and the 1 running, the 2 standing are 7 pieces. The 1 running is 8. All of them require their arms, shin guards, shoulder fins, and head. And then the 1 running also you need to put his 1 leg on him. They were not the worst models I've ever put together, because they have a nice little ball and slot joint, which the arm only fits one way, and when you find that way, it fits pretty good, and if you've used Instaset or Zip Kicker, you're pretty much set, you're done. The arm fins were a little annoying because there's no instructions with these miniatures, and you're just kind of left to work off of the box art to figure out which way they go. Not that that was super annoying, but there were a few instances where I'm not sure I have the arm fins on my guys right. Not a huge deal, I don't really care, but something to be aware of when you're buying and hoping to assemble these models. So next up, with the Naga Hacker. I think he's probably my favorite mini in the set. He just looks very Special Forces Commando-ish. He was 2 pieces. All these specialty guys are kind of just 2 pieces, 2 arms. Well, except for the one, she has an arm and a leg. But, you know. Next you have the Deva. This is the one that was her arm and her leg needed to be put on there. I think they're pretty nice models. Just me, but I think they're pretty nice. I'm looking forward to getting some paint on them. And last you have the Asiri, who is the model that kind of scared me. Not putting her together, but I was a little worried because I thought I was missing a piece. I thought that perhaps a piece hadn't come with this model. And what I mean by that is, I saw the head, and I saw the arm, but I thought she needed another arm. And here what it turned out to be is this is all one piece. It's her head and her arm molded together. So it just sits on there, and then you have the gun arm. Now the downside is, I don't know if you guys can make that out or not, but there's a little gap, which a little bit of green stuff will fix, no problem. So I'll just do that before I paint them. Quality of the miniatures, I think they're very high quality. They're nice resin miniature, not resin, pewter. Sorry, they're nice pewter miniatures. They're very lifelike proportioned. They're small compared to like GW's Imperial Guard. Like if you were to set that Naga next to a kneeling Imperial Guardsman or like Space Marine Scout, he would look like a child. Just like the 2 ladies. If you were to put them next to an Imperial Guard trooper or like a Sister of Battle, they would look like children. They would look like little people. Not that that's a problem. I actually kind of enjoy the more realistic proportions. But, you know, just something to keep in mind depending on what you're looking for in scale. I would say, in regards to the female miniatures, they're nice. They're nice models. They're not weirdly proportioned like some miniatures for some reason think that they have to overstate the female form for it to be a female miniature. Corvus Belli hasn't really done that here. So yeah, I like the models. I like them. I think they're great. I'm looking forward to getting some paint on them now that I have a good paint set. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. If I do, I'll show you guys my attempts sometime during next week. Aside from that, there was some flash. So like cleanup, you're going to need some flash. Each one of my tack bots on the right side of its head had a really weird tab. I thought maybe it was supposed to be there at first, but then I looked at the pictures and it's not. But like on the right side of their head, there was just this tab hanging out. I have some clippers. I have some metal clippers. I just snipped it off. But if you don't have metal clippers, it might be a bit of a problem. Really, that was it. I mean, that and there was just a little bit of flash on the models I had to clean up. Which, if you're used to modeling, putting miniatures for games together or for hobby, you won't be surprised by that. Overall, like on a difficulty scale from 1 to 10, 1 being super easy to put together, 10 being ARG, I would give the tack bots maybe a 5 or a 6, just because the fins, not really lining up, and some of the connection points are really tiny. So that was a little annoying. The specialty guys, I would give like a 2, a 3 at most. It was just two pieces that fit in pretty well where they were supposed to go. If you're not used to putting models together, I would probably bump that difficulty up just a little bit each time for each one. But overall, they're not that hard. I will say they're metal, so if you don't have Zip Kicker or Instaset, it's probably going to be a bit more of a headache for you to get them together. So overall, I feel that the Infinity Starter Set from Corvus Belli, this time around for Aleph, was worth the asking price, which is $35, I believe. At least for the War Store, where I get my stuff, that's what I paid. It's probably a little bit more if you get it from your local gaming store or from Corvus Belli directly. But, I think it's only like $5 or $10 more, so I'd still be willing to play that price, especially from a local gaming store if I had one. But yeah, I think it's worth it. You get 6 very nice miniatures. You get a little bit of a carrying case to take them around in if you want to, if you don't have anything else. And I think they're just high quality in general, all around. So I give this box a thumbs up. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and it's given you something to think about if you're looking to get into Infinity. If you have liked this video, give us a thumbs up. That would be great. Leave a comment below. Subscribe. That would be awesome as well. If you didn't like this video, you can go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know why. If it's something we can fix to make things more enjoyable and entertaining for you, we'll definitely give it a shot. I'm not sure what else we're going to have coming out this week, but hopefully we'll see you again next time on the next episode of What's in the Box.